All right, so for my Paseo Plunge, I went to the African Museum in Old Town. So a little background information. The artifacts and info from this museum date back to 6,000 years ago, all the way till today actually he had a LeBron James jersey in one of the rooms. So there were basically like three exhibits within, three main exhibits within it. So one of them was 6,000 years ago. The next one was kind of more of leading up to current day African American history. So some exhibits available were the Nile Valley civilization, Latin American connection, or African American military, and then more current day kind of artifacts and information. So we had Professor Ambers kind of give us all the information around the museum. It was kind of cool because he handed out interactive study guides that I think would be great for students because it keeps them engaged. Not only that, but he asks questions, even the most basic questions about pointing out a book and asking what the title of it is, just to kind of keep the kids on their toes, because a lot of the times students just kind of get lost in just looking at random things within the museum, obviously relevant, but not getting the whole information or all the information that they could get from Professor Ambers. Not only that, but it was cool because he had post-visit activities that you can do afterwards. The grade levels that I think this would be great for would be 6th and 8th, just because 6th grade, it's ancient civilization, and again, dating back 6,000 years ago, and with the really cool artifacts that he had in that first room, it'd be awesome for 6th graders. But then 8th grade, which is what my unit is based on, 8th grade, the Civil War unit, just because it has like the history before and then leading up to the Civil War, during, and then after, and then also current day African American history. So I think that would be cool. So the big ideas that I think would relate to this museum would be slavery, and how it came about, and then how it affected African Americans not only during that time but also in today's society. And then some of the kind of questions that I would pose to students would be, what roles did African Americans play in the Civil War, and how did these roles affect them during the Civil War and after the Civil War into today's society? I think it would be really, really beneficial, not just academically, but also personally, because a lot of students today don't even know why the current events involving race and African Americans are happening today. And I think Professor Ambers kind of really goes in depth about that. So a lot of the students would know why these current issues are occurring in today's society. So it might affect their views of African American history. And yeah, I think it would be really, really beneficial.